Hello, welcome back to This is Calcio, and I have with me Ras Vinder from Back Passt with Ras. Hi Ras, how are you?
Hello. Thank you. And I'm so glad to be finally be on your show because we've tried on a few occasions and it's just the timing is just not worked out. So I'm really excited to be on the show.
Yes, that's right. I've asked Ras, I think like two, three times really to be on the show. That's like the schedule doesn't
Yeah.
allow us to do that. So yeah, so how's the Serie A season for you so far as an Inter fan?
Okay. As an Inter fan, well, it started off a bit shaky. We got back our form. We were looking good. And then things changed after losing to Milan in the derby. And now it's not looking good at all. We're in crisis mode. We're free falling in a way. So that's how the Serie A season is as an Inter fan. But as a neutral, I think it's really exciting because from the start of the season, you have Milan and Napoli, right at the top, almost neck to neck with each other, almost running away with Inter just right behind, and then
Yeah.
both those teams dropped points, and Inter caught up and overtook them. And then it looked like Inter's going to run away with it, but then Inter dropped points, and now Inter's chasing those two teams, albeit with a game in hand, but still,
Yeah.
that's how the season has just ebbed and flow.
Yeah, and speaking of, I mean, it's not just the top three. It's Juventus.
Yeah.
From the starting of the season, they were playing quite badly. They were like somewhere around the bottom, and then they keep winning and getting points, and now they are fourth. They even overtook Atalanta, who were like in fourth for most of the season.
Yep. But
And
I think with Juventus, the way they're playing has not changed. They're still not playing the best. It's very effective,
mm,
typical old school Italian style, very effective. And I think it suits their mentality because for them, they need to win at all costs,
mm.
literally and figuratively. But yeah, you know what I mean with Juventus. So yeah, so with Juventus, I think it suits their style because of that winning mentality is always there in that team, right?
Yeah.
Always need to win, and they happy winning 1-0 and eke out a result and all.
Mm.
So
But the thing is, they have the players to play nice football.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't understand. Maybe it's just Allegri's style that don't allow the team to play
the
good
creativity,
football.
right?
Yeah, you see,
Mm.
you have Dybala, um you have Quadrado on the right, and you have Zakaria, now you have
Blahovic,
Blahovic
your
also.
best friend.
This one, I want to say something about Blahovic. I say, if you go to Western, the sports apparel shop, right?
Yeah.
You go their website. Vlahovic jersey is still up for sale. The Fiorentina.
Fiorentina Vlahovic.
Son, yeah,
Okay.
that is so weird. I should tell them to like pull it down or something.
I let the boss know for you.
Yeah, so yeah, and Atalanta, the past what few games is like almost the same time as Inter, like going down also.
Yeah, I guess for Atalanta, it's inevitable. They've been on this rise, they've been
Mm,
on a steady rise, and then they've been doing well for quite a number of seasons. It's inevitable. At one point, they might stagnate or drop a
yeah,
bit, and they've had a bit of injuries as well. They're missing Duvan Zapata.
yeah,
Um, Maybe things are not quite clicking for them in Serie A. They seem to be doing better in Europe actually,
yeah, in
but
Europa League, right?
yeah. So I guess it's inevitable. They might have a bit of a slump at some point.
I think
Yeah.
they probably not used to playing Europe as well as your Serie A, 3 matches in a week, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
guess they should be used by now. They've been playing in Europa League first, then Champions League, and
mm,
just Champions League also. I think two, 3 seasons in a row now.
yeah, correct. But I
Yeah,
think also
a
because
bit unlucky, I guess,
I
also for
think with
them.
the injury, I think they got like at one point of time they got like 9 players out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Injury
then
and
they
COVID
then they had to like get the Primavera players
players.
as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of Primavera players, the new
Mustafa
youth,
Cisse.
Mustafa Chise, what an amazing story. He was
Mm.
like just a month ago he was playing 8th tier football in Italy. 2 weeks ago he's playing with the Primavera. He made his debut with the Primavera team. And then wow, Scott on his debut for Primavera, and then Scott also in his second game for the Primavera. He played 2 games Primavera, then got promoted to the senior side. First game, substitute unused. The second game, come on as a substitute and scored on his debut. Wonderful, 18 years old.
Yeah, that's an amazing story. I read about it when he broke through. I think, wow, what a fantastic story! Players coming in, a refugee as well. He played for
Yep.
a team of refugees.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Brilliant story, that one. 18 years old, and someone's loss is someone's gain, right? No, no Duvan Zapata. They're lacking striking options,
Yeah, correct.
and so here he comes. This guy taken a chance. Hopefully, he builds on it.
I hope like Atalanta can like build on this result and maybe like somehow
Get to
beat
fourth.
you, get to fourth.
They
You
have a
can watch.
game in hand also.
Yes, correct. But I think they're now like what more than
Uh,
it's more than 6 points away from
yeah, correct.
Juventus. I think it's
About
like
there. Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
So it's like it's a bit difficult for them to get back to form, but I mean it's not over until it's over. So
Mm,
anything can happen. Juventus also have a few difficult games. You have I think they have a game with Inter as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Rome clubs. Do you watch the derby last weekend?
Yeah, the highlights I did.
Oh, I wanted.
Mixed. I think I would say Roma started the season well. Then they had a point where they started one loss. I think they lost in the first derby to Lazio, and then they
Yep.
started faltering. And as usual, Jose Mourinho will implode, and things won't go right. And then, but I think after the January transfer window, they're a lot more steady and playing much better. And the signings they made probably has helped them as well.
Mm.
And they
They
look in better form right now. Lazio, I think Lazio all season just not
they
been there. Yeah,
they on off lah. One
correct,
game
correct.
they can
Hot
play
and
very
cold.
well. Then after that, they play like crap. Basically.
Yep. True.
Yeah. So actually, but getting 3-0 against your city rival.
It
Wow.
could have been more. 4-0,
Yeah,
5-0.
exactly.
No, the chances
I was
Roma
watching
missed.
until halftime. It was like 3-0. I said, no need to watch already. There's a Roma show win already. but
Yeah.
but that Pellegrini goal, wow.
Oh, that was fantastic. Oh, I
The free
agree.
kick, beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tammy Abraham, good signing or not?
Yeah, absolutely. It's turned out to be a good signing, a bit like Lukaku at Inter under Conte. That kind of signing. Sometimes,
Yeah,
you need a manager like that to unlock you. So
correct.
Abraham found that in Mourinho.
It's the same with Vlahovic lah. He was with what's his name? Prandelli. It was
Mm,
Prandelli who like unlocked Dusan in
yeah.
Fiorentina. Yeah, so but too bad, so sad. I hope Juventus doesn't play Champions League next season. That's all.
I think they should be able to lah. I think
Yeah, I
at the
mean like
moment it
it's
looks like
yeah,
they're possible.
it looks like it's theirs to lose lah,
Yeah.
the Champions League spot lah.
Yep.
Yeah, so and of course Fiorentina is a surprise for me. We are currently in 8th, previously maybe like 7th, 6th sometimes
Mm-hmm.
throughout the season. Vincenzo Italiano doing a really, 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 really good job at Fiorentina, and he's probably like the best signing that Fiorentina has made this season.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with you. I like the way Fiorentina play. The high pressing, very modern style of football. High
Yeah.
pressing, possession based, quick
Actually,
quick transitions.
I read that Italiano actually studied Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool.
Mm.
And he like implemented the style of Jurgen pressing style of into Fiorentina. So that's how I think we got a couple of loan signings that are good, especially Lucas Torreira in
Yeah,
the
he's been
central.
your best signing, I guess.
Yes, definitely. And of course, and then we lost Dusan Vlahovic to Juventus. But I mean, it's still we are still the same team. Is the same team, but there's no like natural big finisher
Yeah.
that can finish off opponents. But even without him, I realized that we still have the same number of points as in when we had him playing with him against the teams that we played this year so far.
Mm. I think he got Piotek as well. He was bullied out of the game by Skriniar in the last match, but
Yeah.
but generally he's okay. He's been in good form, I feel.
Yeah, he can get goals.
Yeah, he can get
I have
goals.
no
Yeah.
doubt about it. But he's not but to me he's not a long-term
Solution.
replacement.
Mm.
Yeah. So Arthur
Arthur Cabral, I
Cabral,
think not found his feet yet.
not yet. Yes.
Yeah, I think he's probably still looking at the Fiorentina press officer. His mind is probably still there.
He still haven't had. He needs to load up on the good food first.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think now we'll probably speaking of good clubs, we need to talk about Sassuolo.
Oh,
Sassuolo has always been that way. They have always have had good players.
yep.
Yeah.
And they've always
So
played that same style of football regardless of manager.
yeah, exactly. And their players always leave after 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah.
They're good players, but
Yep.
then they somehow get new players who are as good or better than the previous players that left.
Yep. And
And
it's a
they always like
very heavy Italian base as well on that in that team.
exactly.
Yeah.
And they always like beat the top teams and then lose to the lower place team in the table. That is the mystery of Sassuolo.
Yeah. Imagine what they could be if they have more consistency. They
Exactly
could be the
right.
next Atalanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. And then we'll have the promotees. We have Empoli, we have Venezia, we have Salernitana.
Mm.
Salernitana was Serie B champions,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
And now they are dead last.
Yep.
Yeah. But they don't have the least number of wins in the league. It's Genoa who have the least number of wins. Salernitana have 3 wins. Genoa have only 2 wins now after the last
Last week.
weekends. Yeah. I think what do you think about Venezia?
Venezia, I think nice jerseys.
That's
They
all.
start they started the season well, actually. I would say they started the season well, but I think, and I mean, for the jerseys, I was cheering them on to stay in Serie A.
Yes, I agree.
But
Play
lately
wise.
they've lost their way a bit. Yeah, they've lost their way a bit, and I think they are in danger right now. Absolutely, they are in danger. They got to get their form back. Salernitana, I think, gonna go back to Serie B.
Definitely.
Definitely, I think probably the worst team in the league
Yeah.
by far. And Empoli is another one like Sassuolo. Always
Yes.
has that same style of football, really attractive, and they always produce good players from
And
somehow and somewhere, and they have this conveyor belt that the players they sell, they still replace them with equally good players. So they are safe. I don't think
yeah,
Empoli will be in danger at all.
they will not go down. They are very comfortable in mid-table right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, they most definitely won't go down. I think the relegation battle is between like Venezia and Cagliari. Venezia is 18.
Cagliari and probably Genoa.
Genoa, yes, I think Genoa now is like 3 points away from Venezia. I think if I'm not wrong, I think they are the same points as Venezia, but Venezia have a game in hand.
Hmm.
Yeah, so Cagliari is 3 points above them, right? 3 points above the relegation zone. So these 3 teams It's still 8 games to go. They got a lot to fight out.
Yeah,
Fight
and
it out.
I think we got to give a shout out to Genoa as well, since they got the new manager, Blessing. I think they're playing a lot better. Very difficult to break them down.
Yeah.
They're playing better as well going forward, and it's just they can't score goals. That's been their
Mm.
problem. So that could be their downfall.
Yeah, I think like they could have like broken a record or something if they
Yeah,
had drawn their last
of zero
game. It's
zeros.
like, yeah, 8 straight games drawn. But previously, so the record is now is like still 7 straight games drawn.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Alexander Blessing is a blessing. Yeah.
blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
But I feel if even if Genoa goes down, I feel they should keep him as a manager. There's something to
I
build on there.
agree.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
there's
Yeah.
Spezia as well. Let's see,
Spezia, actually,
Spezia and
yeah,
Cagliari and
and
Venezia are all on the same number of points.
mm, okay,
Udinese is also like 3 points ahead of those three
yeah,
teams.
and
Sorry,
Sampdoria,
Sampdoria is three
Sampdoria,
points
yeah,
ahead. Yeah, no Udinese. Udinese and all, they're all quite comfortable already.
quite safe lah. But
Yeah,
you never know if mathematically it's still possible.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's what 30 games into the season. So
Yeah,
eight
Salernitana got
more.
2 games in hand. Venezia has 1 game in hand.
Yeah. Yes, correct. Udinese also have 2 games in hand,
Yep,
so they are definitely comfortable.
Udinese is
They
comfortable. Yeah,
yeah. So the next 8 matches will decide who wins the Scudetto. Yes. What Inter and Juve? What do you think about that?
wow. Probably the wrong time for Inter to play such a tough opponent, because at this point of time we need a. I would have rather we play a team that we like a Salernitana or whatever. But actually, to be honest, Salernitana aside, all the teams are quite tough to play against at this stage of the season, where the pressure is high and teams are also fighting for points. And
Mm,
there are some quite good teams also in mid-table that are comfortable. They have no pressure, and they could give you a run for your money. So to the question, it is Juventus that we're going to play next, and that's the reality of it. I think tough game. Juventus are in much better form than we are now,
mm, you,
and there's always this thing about Juventus that they never die. So even when they're not
they
in a
lie.
good
Cheat
form,
still.
that aside, but even when they're in good form or poor form, sorry, even when they're in poor form or not doing as well as expected, they still have something in them to be able to beat you, and have that mentality is quite strong in the team from the elder statesmen they have in
Mm,
their team. So very, very tough. Of course, I hope for Inter to win, and Inter must win because you don't have much choices, can't drop any more points.
yes, that's correct.
So it's a must win game for Inter.
And you think what? Do like what? One wait,
1 point,
one
but
point with 1 game in hand, lah. Of
yeah,
course, 1 point. How did he get to that?
yeah, that shows your our free
It's
fall.
amazing, man. This season is actually full of surprises. You have also Hellas Verona coming the week after. No, not the week after. Yeah, the week after lah. And then you have Spezia, Roma, Udinese, Empoli, Cagliari, Sampdoria. Actually, relatively okay lah, but given
Mm.
Inter's form right now is very, 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 very tricky.
Yeah, yeah. It is absolutely tricky. We have, as I said, I can't stress enough. The Juventus game is a must win. It's a final. You got to win. But unfortunately, in finals you can go to extra time, but in this one you can't. So you got to win it in 90 minutes, and absolutely
Mm.
crucial we win this to stand any chance of retaining the Scudetto.
Yeah, actually, like I think Milan have the maybe the easier schedule for the rest
Mm.
of the season. They have like Bologna, then after that Torino, after that Genoa. The only tough ones will probably be like Lazio, Fiorentina. Hellas maybe,
Yeah,
and
Hellas Verona is tricky.
Sassuolo last game of the
Sassuolo, yeah,
season.
obviously. Sassuolo always tricky.
Always they're taking like lots of points from the top 6, 7
Yeah, yeah.
teams.
At
Yeah.
this point, also, I would say that the top three managers all have no experience of winning the league. So that's why it makes it very open because they got no previous experience. That's
Mm.
one. The other thing is in terms of players, also Inter has got a team that has the experience of winning the
Yes.
Scudetto. So they know what it takes. It's just they have to rediscover that. But Milan has got a lot of young players with, of course, Zlatan and Giroud and all these guys that have
Mm.
got experience of winning big trophies. And Napoli also has maybe got your Italian contingent, not many
Mm.
anyways, that have won the Euros.
Yes.
Not much experience in general.
But it's
So,
is maybe they still have an incentive that in that it's Insigne's last season at Napoli.
mm, mm,
So maybe they want to do everything they can. Actually, I feel that Napoli's slump coincided with Osimhen's injury
yeah,
and also Koulibaly's absence
absence, mm,
due to League of
African Cup
African Cup
nation.
of Nations.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah. So
yeah,
now
that's
that
true.
they are both back, so yeah, that's why
Yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah.
up again.
True. But the point on experience I'm making is that at this stage,
Mm.
your simple games also look very hard. Suddenly at this point the legs get heavy. You start thinking twice, thrice because you're so afraid of making mistakes. Probably that's what's happening at Inter right now because all these drop points is playing on the players' minds.
Mm.
Despite having that experience, all that is still playing on the players' minds. Some key absences like Brozovic, especially Brozovic. Actually, he's the only one in the team that cannot be replaced.
Correct.
Anyone else is
I
okay. We
agree.
can still cope without that person, but Brozovic is a key miss, and we're not scoring goals. Also, we're not as clinical. When we get chances, we need like so many chances to score one goal. So that is also not helping.
Mm.
But yeah, lah. So that's why I say it's still going to be very interesting and tricky because things can teams can still slip up. So I have faith that not faith. I still have confidence that maybe Inter can still win it, but we need to wake up soon, lah.
Mm.
But at the moment, of course, the ball is not in our courts, so advantage is towards Milan and Napoli.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the remaining matches for Napoli. They have Atalanta, Fiorentina, Roma,
Oh,
Empoli, Sassuolo, Torino,
ooh,
Genoa, and Spezia. Mm.
that's quite some tough games there.
Yeah, Torino now that Belotti is back, they are really quite tough.
Torino is also a very good team this season, yeah, under
Yeah,
Juric.
yeah, exactly. And Genoa,
Yeah,
if they are going down, they're gonna go down fighting, man.
yeah,
I tell you.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
So yeah, I
Even for
think.
Juventus, for the experience they have and the form that they are in, also I can also still see them get slipping up somewhere because, as I say, the playing style is not the most convincing. It's not like
Mm,
they're playing great or dominating teams and all. Inevitably, someone somewhere will punish them for it.
yeah,
I'm quite sure about it.
I think top four teams still have to meet Sassuolo in the next 8 games. So
Mm.
they'll probably lose some points somewhere. They have of course Inter, they have Cagliari, Bologna, Sassuolo, Venezia, Genoa, and Lazio. And last game of the season is against Fiorentina.
Oh, that's going to be explosive.
Yes.
In Florence, right?
Yes, in Florence at the
Mm.
Franchi is
Yeah.
definitely is gonna be what from what I read, like in the Copa, right? The first leg it was in Florence.
Mm.
The broadcasters had to turn down the volume for the stadium mic
Wow.
because it was super loud. Obviously because the return of Dusan Vlahovic,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's Juventus.
yeah. True.
Yeah, so okay, now we move on. What is your best player of the season so far for you?
Wow.
Any player lah.
Best player, I difficult to name just one. I have quite a few players that have impressed me.
Mm.
Um, Best player. Vlahovic, I think will stand a chance to be
Mm.
called the best player because even at Fiorentina, he played well.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, like Milan's also got Tomori is done very well. Giroud has been a difference maker for them. Osimhen at Napoli has
Mm.
also been big. Yeah, but I think the one that come to my mind will be the from Sassuolo actually. All those guys: Berardi,
Skamaka.
Scamacca, Raspadori, Hamed Traore,
I
Maxim
agree.
Lopez. I think these guys really have impressed me. Torino, you got Bremer,
Mm.
Gleison Bremer. I think he's done really well. I've been impressed.
I think he's
Uh,
leaving, you know.
Pardon?
I think he's leaving.
Yeah, I'm sure. I hope he comes to the right side. We've been
sekali,
linked, so let's see. Uh,
sekali he go Juventus.
oh shit.
This kind of thing, you know, suddenly they
Well, they said
steal players, you know.
Rudiger's going to Juventus, so
Yeah,
you can
so
have
if
Rudiger, man.
so imagine if they have Rudiger and Bremer.
Oh,
There's some level of don't know what lah. I don't want to say lah.
you want to say I don't want to even think about it. Giovanni Simeone, I think, has been
For
impressive.
yeah, for me, Gio Simeone is a surprise of the season for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Previously, he's scoring. He cannot score. He's maybe score like maybe one or two here and there.
Yeah.
Even at Fiorentina, like a few years ago, it's like, and then suddenly this season, 15 goals. How?
Growth spurt. Yeah. Yeah,
after
suddenly, Yeah.
after many seasons in Serie A, then suddenly this season of all seasons, he starts scoring 15 goals.
Hmm.
He could have gotten like another goal last week, but then he missed two
Missed the
penalties.
penalty. Yeah, correct. He missed one. He had to be retaken. He missed
Retake.
again.
It's
What
so
a
weird.
luck.
I think he cannot score penalties.
Penalties.
He can only score from open play or like whatever because all his goals did not come from penalties.
Hmm.
The only like what top four top scorers in the league that did not score from a penalty. Yeah, like Ichiro Immobile, he scored what 6 penalties. Dusan, they scored 5 penalties, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why like so if you take out the penalties, right? Giovanni Simeone, Ciro Immobile, and Dusan Vlahovic, they're all the same number of
Hmm.
goals, 15
Okay.
goals.
All right. That's interesting statistics, man. But you know what? Penalties count as well as goals. So
Of course, definitely lah.
yeah.
At the end of the day, is still a goal.
Yeah. Correct. True.
Yeah.
I would also point out a few other players. I think Roma, we spoke about Abraham.
Mm.
Lorenzo Pellegrini has done really well this season. And also this guy from Empoli, Nadim Bejrami.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
by Rami, and also
yeah.
a surprise. Also, Empoli player also, Simon Zukovsky.
Simon,
He's
okay.
right mid, I
Right
think.
mid.
Yeah, so on loan from Fiorentina, of course, I must say.
Okay.
It's actually a
No wonder
revelation.
you know.
It's actually a revelation. He's playing really well in Empoli. Nedim Bayrami also playing very well in
Yeah.
Empoli. But I don't understand why Fiorentina loan Benassi to Empoli.
He's,
Among the
he's hardly played, right? Benassi.
yeah, it's not. I think maybe like one game for Fiorentina this season,
Oh,
and as a sub or something.
okay.
Yeah, so I think what we Fiorentina fans were suspecting was that he's actually like a scout for for the management. Hey, you go to Empoli, it's just like a short train ride away, right?
Yeah.
From Florence. You go
Yeah.
Empoli,
It's your neighbors.
you go see Zukovsky, see how he's playing, how he's doing there, and then you report back to us. Then next season we can bring him back.
So he's a scout.
Probably, he didn't even
Yeah.
he hasn't even started for Empoli yet this season.
Mm. I
So
think
yeah.
Atalanta also, Mary Demiral has been really good,
Oh
really solid.
yes. I think he's what a CDM kind of player. CDM players.
No, centre back.
Oh yeah, correct.
And they found this guy from Holland, Tune Koop Minus.
I was actually looking at him during the start of the season, I was like,
Mm.
hey, this guy. And turns out, wow, he's
Yeah,
not bad.
not bad. Yeah, true.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of other players that usually fly under the radar because they are playing in the Serie A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about coaches? You have any coaches that have impressed you?
Yes. Of course, Italiano,
Yeah, yeah. Same.
Ivan Juric.
Yep.
Um, what's the Spezia coach?
Thiago Motta.
Yes, Thiago Motta is actually also not bad, but because his players are not that good, but he
Mm.
still make do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, Spezia lost Italiano to us, so
Mm.
yeah. But actually, they play quite well for the players that they have. Yeah,
I
that's
would
what
point
that's what
out
I.
about how about Igor Tudor, Hellas
Okay, that
Verona.
one, yes.
I think he's
That's
done well. I'm surprised by how well he's done.
yes, correct. This season, Hellas Verona has been a revelation. They're like what, top 10 now, I think.
Mm.
Yeah.
Even under Juric also they were playing well. It's just so it's a continuity, I guess.
Yeah, actually they find someone that maybe is as similar to Juric.
Mm.
Yeah, so I think Igor Tudor, it's a good signing. It's a good signing for a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course the usual suspects like Mihailovic. He's actually a not bad coach. Like
Yeah.
his players, but his for the players that he has, he's okay for where he is.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. He's been a good coach for a few seasons, but because it's Bologna, so
Decent lah, decent team.
decent,
Decent
yes,
team and decent coach as well.
doing his job well.
Yep.
That's all.
Yep. True, true.
I think for me, maybe Mazzari, Walter Mazzari for the past maybe this year alone, if you
Since he
can,
joined Cagliari, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So actually, not bad. Can
Yeah.
be better, but not bad.
Yep.
They could have, they were before that they were like in relegation zone. Now they are just outside of it. Maybe the past two games has not been good to them. They lost
Mm.
points. Maybe in the next few games they can improve it and then go to safety. I'm sure Mazzari can do that. I believe in him lah.
I think so too. I think they would be safe. They should be safe. Uh, let's see if they, cock up.
So Simeone why was it? Sorry, Simone Inzaghi. What do you think of Simone Inzaghi?
Um, Surprised at start pleasantly. Now not so pleased with how things are going. The ball is in his court, lah. Basically, it's up to him how he addresses this slump and get Inter out of it. It's probably a new experience for him. Never been in a title chase like
Mm,
that, except maybe that one season where he was with Lazio and they were really in a title chase until COVID hit.
mm,
Except for that season, he's not really been in a title chase. As a player, he's been part of the great Lazio teams that were, winning the Scudetto and been in title races before. So he knows what it takes as a player. But now it's time for him to earn his stripes as a manager.
mm.
So the onus is on him to take the next step now.
Yes. Okay. Gasparini.
Oh, Gasperini
I
is,
feel he's a good coach,
yeah,
but Gasparini is Gasparini. I don't, people watch Serie A. You don't need to explain Gasparini.
yeah,
He is who he is.
It is true. And also, maybe this also one other thing I think we missed out is the slump in Atalanta could also be a result of Gasparini and their who was it? Their technical director not getting along. He's left the club as well.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Maybe, possibly,
Yeah.
but it also by chance that 9 players are injured, 8 players
Mm.
injured for the longest time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unlucky.
so this, yeah, he's a good coach. I think he deserves to be in the top four, but he's not in the top four now. I feel, yeah. So yeah, basically, um, Jose Mourinho's first season back in the Serie A. What do you think?
So right now I think he's doing well.
Hmm.
Earlier on, I was like, okay, maybe it's time for him to head into international management. But I think since January, the transfer window, they probably made some good signings. He could end up with a trophy, winning the Conference League.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think he's got a shout there, and I hope he does that as well. I mean, Italian clubs have not won a European trophy for a long time,
For
long
the
time
for the
since
longest
yeah
time.
since we won the Champions League. Nobody else has won it. So
That was a treble, right? Was it?
yeah,
Yeah.
correct. That's like 2010, and now
Oh my
we
god,
are
that's so
in
long.
2022. 12 years already.
12 years. It's crazy.
We've not won anything. So hopefully Mourinho does it.
Mm.
But still a little doubtful on whether his tactics are modern enough or not.
Mm.
I think that is still there's still that doubt in my mind whether he can mix it up in modern football and uh, what's the word, not improvise, more like evolve as a manager. Yeah.
I feel that Mourinho has always like stuck to his own ideas and set plays.
Yeah.
I think what he's done has always been like, okay, you after you do A, you do B. After B, you do C. Wherever you're on the pitch, right? That's what I
Yeah.
feel that he's always done that for
Mm.
all the clubs that he's managed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think, but the game against Lazio, something different about that team. Just for that game, maybe it's a derby. It's a derby game. You just throw everything is out the window. So
Mm.
so yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give him one more season in
Yeah.
Roma.
Certainly no way he's gonna get sacked now.
Yeah.
I mean, when they were having a slump in form and they were not doing well, losing games, dropping points, and all that. Then they when he came to the club first, he always spoke about a process. The club is in a process. They're not gonna win anything. They're not
Anything
looking
lah,
to
correct
win
lah.
anything immediately and all that. But Italian football, there's no such thing as a process in Italian football. No patience. But of course, yeah, Roma's owners are American, they're not Italian,
Yeah.
so you have that as a backing. But I was just still curious to see because the fans are still Italians, they are not going to be patient. So
Correct.
I was curious to see how patient they'll be and how true they are to this process. But so far they steadied the ship, so let's see how it goes. So no way he's going to get sacked
Yeah.
now.
I would definitely want to watch him next season, see
Yeah.
what he does. Will he go through a meltdown or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
it all
Mourinho, it's
depends on what they do in
exciting.
the transfer market in the summer.
Mhm. Yeah, and sorry, I don't know how he
Yeah.
lost the derby. He won the first derby of the season, and then you got like this nonsense 3-0. What is I don't understand.
Sari is a disappointment. I feel
He
he
smoked too much.
clouded his brains. I expected better from him. Okay, fair enough. Lazio has been playing under Simone Inzaghi for a number of seasons. They play 3-5-2, different formations. So Sari comes in from 3 in defense, it switched to 4,
Mm.
4 in defense, now 4-3-3, different style. Okay, fair enough. You need time to assimilate to that. But still I feel it's taking a bit too long right now for them to do that. And also, to be fair to him, also, he's not been backed very well on the transfer market. So
Correct.
I don't think he's got players that he really wants. Like they lost a striker, Vedat Muriki. Not that
Mm.
he's a great striker, a great understudy for Ciro Immobile, anyways.
And then
But
lost Korea also. It's like what?
yeah, they
It's
could
like
take back Korea actually.
I don't understand why you you don't have their squad is old and so thin,
Thin,
and then
yeah,
you let go of Korea, one
yeah,
of your better players. It's
and they
like I don't
it's for
understand.
money, I guess. But it's not reinvested properly.
Hmm.
Pedro's been quite good though since he
Yeah.
joined Lazio.
Correct.
I think he's been one of the bright sparks at Lazio.
Yes, I agree. And
And the
also
usual Milinkovic Savic
Luis
is always good
Luis
lah.
Alberto also has been doing quite well this season as well.
Yeah,
And of
Ciro
course,
Immobile
Chiron
also,
Immobile scoring goals.
except for Italy, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so what are the players that disappointed you this season?
Uh, not
Uh,
many actually. I have more
for
players that impressed me than players that disappointed me. You mentioned
the
Korea.
the one
Korea is one.
player, the one player that disappointed me is Dusan Vlahovic.
Of course, I understand your feeling, bro. That disappointed me too because looking at the rivalry between the clubs and all, I hate to see things like that happening. But it's what it is, right? Modern
Yeah,
football.
but the thing is I don't think he wanted to leave. Also, he's not like Bernadeschi or Chiesa.
I don't know, man. I feel like he's like that. He wanted to leave at all costs and join Juventus.
No, it's not. Is from what I read and from what I hear from people who are close to the club, is that it wasn't him but his agent, of course, Darko Ristic, who wanted him to leave. Yeah,
Mm.
from the start of the season, he is like saying, "Hey, if I'm ready to sign, I'm ready to sign." But then when approach him and say, "Yeah, I don't want to sign." Yeah,
Yeah.
the agent increased the salary, asked for
Mm.
an increase in salary even more than what already been increased.
Mm.
So, so obviously it's to me lah. Obviously it's not him lah. Yeah, so he's not like Bernadeschi who fake gastroenteritis to get out of of a match and then go to Turin. It's not like Chiesa, whose father lied to Joe Barone that he's coming to the office to sign a contract, but he actually went to Turin. So it's not like that. He's more like maybe Baggio kind
Yeah,
of
I was just going to
transfer.
ask you that. You think Vlahovic is like Baggio?
Yeah, but he's not as revered as Baggio. So he's only like what, 2 seasons, 3 seasons max.
Mm.
So yeah, so it's not as revered. He's a good player, but maybe he can be better, or maybe he'll be like left bored by Allegri ball. The only
Allegri is also someone that perplexes me because you remember Allegri at AC Milan,
mm,
how they played. They played
it
really good football.
really yes, yes, correct.
I don't know
You
what happened to him when he joined Juventus, but he's like completely, brainwashed by the Juventus identity and their dogma, of winning
mm.
at all costs. He's
No,
gone
but
towards this dark zone.
the thing is, Juventus of old play really good football. You see.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, the Lippi times and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened to Juventus now. They play boring football,
Even under
catenaccio
Antonio Conte,
football.
so not bad, not the worst style of football. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't understand where this is coming from. So I don't know. I'm not that close to the club, and I don't know their philosophy now. So
Mm.
I got nothing else. We can only speculate, but I don't know what's
I wish
happening
we had
lah.
a Juventus fan here, man. He's busy working.
Yeah. So yeah. So mm, that's about it. I think. What do you think of Pioli? We haven't talked about Pioli this season. I think he's
Well,
doing
I
quite
not
well.
not just this season. I think he's been doing well since he got the Milan job. Okay,
Mm.
not immediately when he got a Milan job. That was shaky. But after he steadied the ship and they started doing really well, playing well, and getting good results, going on a run, I think he's been doing very, very well. And but then again, as I said, all these managers, Pioli and all that, they don't have the experience of winning league titles. So this is a big learning curve for him.
Mm.
The same way for even for Simone Inzaghi as well. Big learning curve is the it's make or break for all these guys now. Last season, Pioli was up against a season winner, so eventually you saw the difference.
Yep.
That's where it broke for him. But this season, maybe it could be the season that makes him.
Yeah. I mean, it's still 8 games to go. A lot of things can happen.
Yeah, I
Some
think exciting times for Milan fans.
both Milan fans actually.
Not really. Inter fans probably at the moment dreading it, but I think more for Milan fans right now. I think they can somewhat smell it. They can see it. It's there in front of their eyes. I think
I tell you what,
favorites.
if Inter can beat Juventus next game, I think
Yeah,
maybe can
maybe.
build on that lah. Yeah.
What about Spalletti?
Spalletti, I don't know, man. I don't think he can. I don't think Napoli can win this season. But it's not because of the team. It's because of what happens around them. So basically,
A lot of
they
drama.
yeah yeah. So yeah, but I feel that they will be close. Maybe like the highest they will get is most probably second. But I think Milan has the better run in, the better, I think the better mentality also.
Mm,
So yeah, I think maybe Napoli they will come close. I think maybe 2 points even. I don't know.
mm,
Yeah, but they'll be there and thereabouts. But then we'll see what the future holds for them now that Insigne will leave in the
yeah.
summer. So we'll see how it goes for them next season.
Yep. I feel that move also too young to go to play in
Yeah,
the MLS. Disappointing move. He
I
should
think
have just
it's
gone to play in England or play in
mm,
Spain or
Spain. I
Germany or
think
other
yeah,
big European countries
I think he'll
instead
do
of
well
going.
in Spain lah. Actually,
Yeah, possibly yes.
yeah,
Different style in England and Germany and maybe
correct
even France, but don't think many clubs in France would be able to afford him or
for him. Yeah,
yeah.
correct.
But more physical in those leagues.
Yeah. So okay. Predictions. Your top six. I want top six because I want all the European spots lah.
Mm.
So yeah. What's your top six for you? In order lah.
Uh,
In order.
yeah. Milan, Inter, Napoli, Juventus, Atalanta, Roma, Fiorentina.
Wow. Six.
Yeah.
That's what I want to, but that's what my heart says lah. But I don't know. My mind says otherwise. For me, is Milan and maybe Inter, but Inter and Napoli same points in second, but
Mm.
they only separated by goal difference. That's what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is my head lah. Juventus, uh, Atalanta, and then Lazio. Yeah,
Roma?
Roma is seventh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, and Fiorentina is eighth. Actually, eight is our target lah. So if
Mm.
eight is good,
If you finish eight, are you in the Conference League? No.
no, unless somebody else wins
The Coppa
Copa
Italia.
lah. Yeah, correct.
Let's see.
Unless
Oh, yeah, you are in the Coppa Italia semi-final as well.
yeah.
Ah,
So if a top 4 team wins the Copa, then the extra Europa spot goes to 6 and then the seventh will get the conference.
mm, okay.
Yeah. So if we are getting a European spot, we have to win the Copa lah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Good
it, I
luck with that.
guess. Yeah, hopefully, man. It's a stupid own goal loss. What to do? Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, so unlucky.
It's, I think Juventus is just lucky. Lucky.
That's another thing as well. Yeah,
So many things. Luck on
yeah.
them. Yeah. So I think I think that should be all.
I
Yeah.
think on that Juventus point you're talking about, it also exemplifies why Italian clubs suffer in Europe.
Mm,
You look at how Juventus have been able to not play well and still win games. Not that
yeah.
it's a major criticism. It's okay to not play well and win games. That shows you're a really
Mm,
strong team, really a champion team. But the football in Europe has evolved. You know,
right.
it always nowadays it rewards teams that are courageous, brave. They go out there, they play, they take the game to you.
Mm.
Attack-minded teams. It rewards those kind of teams more than those that sit back and defend and all that. And then you saw Champions League. I think Villarreal gave Juventus a taste of their own medicine
Yeah, exactly.
and
So
knocked
they
them
actually
out.
set back a lot,
Yeah,
Villarreal, and then like attack them on the counter on like corners and all that.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. And there's again, always this problem like Italian clubs used to go to European competitions and teams used to get afraid of playing an Italian club
Mm,
because, the mentality of the Italian club is different. They know how to defend, they know how to manage a game, they know how to see out a result,
mm,
they know how to win a game. But the problem is we are still stuck with that mentality, and
yeah.
the rest of Europe has moved on. They're playing at a more faster tempo, intense. Of course, English clubs have a bigger squad depth than Italian clubs nowadays. We don't no longer have the squad depth that Italian clubs used to have in the 90s and the
Yeah.
noughties as well. All those players we had when we were the richest club in the world. Right now we can't. We look at all the players we sign and all. It's always a lot on loan with an option to
Mm.
buy. It's like the favorite type of transfer
Yeah.
Italian clubs make. And it's always signing players that are up and coming. Then we sell them on to England or
Mm.
wherever else for profit. And then we sign, and then we have the next up and coming player. So you cannot really build. Like it's crazy to think about Roma, how they had all these players, Salah and Ellison and
Yeah, exactly.
Marquinhos and all these guys have all gone on to play for big European clubs that regularly go into semis and finals of European club competition. Imagine if they kept those players. Oh, they probably would have dominated Italian league for some time.
Correct. I agree with you, lah. But I think aside from Juventus, I think the other clubs in Italy are now changing their ways. You see
Yeah,
Milan how they play. You see Inter even beat Liverpool
yeah,
at Anfield.
yeah,
Something which is very 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 hard to do this season or
mm,
the past few seasons, in fact.
yeah,
So yeah, I think sooner or later, maybe in the next 5 years, we'll see more and more Italian clubs competing with the best in the
yeah.
world again, in Europe again.
I feel the difference is in the quality. We can get that quality, maybe even develop our own quality players,
Mm,
bring them through um, in those clubs. Because right now you can't, don't have the buying power. So you need to develop your own players. You need to look for players, and you got to keep them loyal. Not,
correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other tough part
I
about.
think we can see like a few of the young players, we Rafael Liao, and then
Mm,
Skamaka if he goes to either of the Milan clubs. Berardi, I mean he's not young lah, but
yeah, yeah.
okay lah, Raspadori,
Raspadori is young. Yeah.
yeah, and then yeah, you see there's a lot of up and coming players that
Also,
if
one of the disappointments is Locatelli. I think
oh
Manuel
yes, I
Locatelli.
agree.
I think he was such a different player at Sassuolo.
And
He's got
then go to
Allegri ball and balled himself.
yeah, I think he's like he's the most disappointing player, the young player from playing in central in midfield lah.
Yeah,
You have Zaniolo, And then you have Tonali.
Tonali is
So
doing well also. Yeah.
both of them are doing well. And then you see you got Locatelli playing like uh, in Juventus, playing
Yeah.
Allegri ball. So
He's joined Juventus because he's a Juventus fan. Fair enough. But
yeah,
for
it's
his career and for the Italian national
yeah,
team, not at the moment, still not the best move he's made.
correct. I hope that maybe Juventus Allegri changes his ways lah. Maybe, but this kind of thing is hard to say.
Yeah,
So
I think it's impossible. Lah. Maybe he goes to Spurs with Conte, maybe he'll be a different player.
maybe so, but it's but it's for me it's a total waste of talent for
Yeah,
Locatelli to be at Juventus.
yep, exactly.
In fact, a lot of the players who are there right now also is a waste of talent.
Mm. Even
They
like
can,
the fellow they had, Kulusevski,
yeah.
what a waste.
I mean, the reason they offload him is because they want to buy. They have to pay for
Vlahovic.
Vlahovic.
Him and Bentaco.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of them is a loan to buy. I think, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, correct. So yeah, so I don't know. I think for me personally, I feel Vlahovic also is a waste of talent going to Juventus also. So yeah, it's like he's only scored 4 goals
yeah.
in
Actually,
two
not that
twenty.
much, huh?
Yeah, so it's like no difference. What you must have played for Fiorentina, same also. What?
Mm. He scored more for Fiorentina.
Yeah, exactly. It's like now the season is almost ending. You only got like what, four, maybe 5, 6 goals. Yeah, I mean the striker. I mean, for me, the best striker this season is the the striker who plays for Fiorentina lah. Basically, without him also we can score, so it doesn't matter. That's
Mm.
what I feel. So yeah. I mean, of course, Shiro Immobile lah. He's the one. No need to say lah. Is scoring for fun, but the one to score for national team.
Yeah.
The problem is nobody passes him the ball. That's why
For the
nobody
national team.
provides him the ball like how Luis Alberto does.
Yeah. I think for the Italian national team, we do lack that playmaker.
Because we have two players that sits back, Jorginho and Verratti.
Verratti, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Barella is like box to box.
Yes. So we need to free up one of them, Jorginho or Verratti, and put in maybe Zaniolo or Tonali. I don't know, one of them.
A lot of the creativity actually is reliant on the
On
wings.
the wings, yes, correct.
Yeah.
So now that our backs are weak, especially the left, so we cannot rely on it. Italy cannot rely on the wings anymore, lah. Because if your wing backs are weak, then you cannot rely on the wings. You have to defend on the wings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so one way is to play in the middle. So you maybe Mancini will probably need to figure it out. Maybe take out Verratti or take out Jorginho and replace them with
Pellegrini.
Pellegrini, Zaniolo.
Zaniolo, yeah.
Yeah, so there's still options. You can also put in Raspadori. So yeah, maybe we have Berardi on the right and then somebody else on the left. Maybe you can even put Belotti on the left and then let him like drift in Insigne maybe as a sub. I don't know. I feel like he's better as a sub. He's not being playing well for
Yeah,
me
it's
this
not
season.
correct. He's not been playing well.
Yeah.
I'm worried about that also.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's why I'm going for Raspadori on the left or Zaniolo in fact. But
actually Berardi also can play on the left lah. He's
yeah,
actually a left legger.
yeah,
So yeah.
he's better on the right because of he can
He
cut
cuts
in.
in,
Then,
yes, correct.
yeah,
Yeah, but if Insigne is on form, yes, Insigne and Berardi left, right, both cut in. Yeah. So
well,
yeah, I think
let's see. I don't think he's gonna take too much risk, lah. To be honest.
I agree.
because
I mean,
the
with North
priority is to
Macedonia, maybe he
qualify.
can.
Pardon?
Correct. I think with North Macedonia, maybe he can take a little bit of risk because it's North Macedonia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Russ. Thank you for joining me on the show. Thank you very
Welcome.
much.
My pleasure.
I
Thanks
hope
for calling me.
yeah, no problem. Maybe at the end of season we can do this again.
Yeah. Hopefully with the others as well.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome. Take care.